Back in 2001, I had just signed a new recording contract with Arkadia Jazz. It was my first release for Arkadia called Street Culture, and it got a Juno nomination. But very shortly after that, I developed pretty severe tendonitis in my forearms, and things kind of went sideways from there. When I started investigating, I came across Dr. Chong at the Musicians Clinics of Canada, and after a brief assessment, he basically said, if you continue to play, you won't be able to hold a cup of coffee. And despite my best efforts to rehabilitate my arms, it was just not meant to be. And because I had a young family at the time, it wasn't really an option just to wait out the healing process. So in essence, I had to reinvent myself. I got some grant money from Canada Council for the Arts and the Department of Human Resources in Canada, and they funded me to go on this journey, the Camino de Santiago, and write music. I thought that if I went and walked this journey, I could figure out really what I wanted to do with the rest of my life. For those of you that aren't familiar with the Camino de Santiago, it's a journey by foot of about 1,000 kilometers from the Pyrenees Mountains right through to the west coast of Spain. Some do it for spiritual reasons, some do it for creative reasons. I did it for a bit of both, but also I was looking for a life beyond music. I mean, I knew that I had to leave music for a while. I didn't know how long that was going to be. I always knew that I'd be back, but what was I going to do now to support my family and give them the life that they deserved? When I got back to Canada, I ended up taking some courses, and this really changed my trajectory into a different life. So the irony is, I actually ended up on stage, but this time without a piano, and I trained and spoke for literally thousands of people across North America. So I like to think that tendonitis and not being able to play gave me another chance to go into life and discover something else about myself. And I ended up totally enjoying the experience. So even though I had this life of service for the last 20 years, every night I would come home to my beloved Eibach grand piano and just sit there and play, and I always knew that one day I'd be back. And then came the pandemic, and I found that I had extra time on my hands. I mean, lockdown measures in Canada and everything. And one of the things that I did during the pandemic was I started a YouTube channel called Jazz Mental. It was like an accountability program. And it's been really working well for me. I mean, I get comments and questions and ideas, music topics, masterclass ideas from musicians from all over the world. So I talked a little bit about my piano before. It is a 1983 Eibach grand piano. It's a full grand, 7 feet. It has this really big sound, really good low end. And jazz, I think, even though it might not have been recorded on an Eibach before, in fact, this might be the first jazz album ever recorded on an Eibach, I can tell you this piano was made for jazz. It has ivory keys, your fingers just feel like they're running on silk. To support this new album, I'm going to be back out there performing. I have some concerts lined up in North America, Canada, and the United States. This recording, It's Time, which is a complete solo piano recording, is going to be available on CD, LP, all digital platforms, and it also includes spatial audio. And I look forward to playing for you.